Hey, welcome to the October 9th Wild and Free Tribe little chat sesh. I do these a lot with my personally sponsored coaches. I try to do one every month of just kind of brainstorming, working things out. If you have questions, kind of getting them answered. And then we can be creative with whatever the topics are. That's what I do with my personally sponsored coaches. But I thought it would be really cool because I was going to do a whole training call on fourth quarter strategy. And then this weekend, Lindsay Matway announces that she's doing a Bombshell Dynasty search all about, let me do this. I just muted everybody just so you guys know, so you can unmute when you need to. She's going to be doing a Bombshell Dynasty call specifically on this, the fourth quarter push, because if you've been in this business for more than a year, you kind of know that this is the time when people start getting really relaxed about their health. But yet this is the time where we can't just sit back and say, hey, it's the holidays, I'm going to get pudgy so that I can get thin again in the new year. Like, this is the time when we plant seeds, where we have to be super, super consistent, even though it sounds like nobody's listening, because they're watching you. It's just, and you'll have some, like all of us do, we all have some that will join you, yes, through October, through November, and even in December. But you'll have a lot more that'll watch you, and they may even tell you, like, yeah, in the new year, I want to join you. Or, I'm just going to get through the holidays, and then, and then I'm going to be looking to do something. Because most of us, or most of society, has gotten to this point of the year, and they're like, if I haven't done it now, or like if they haven't gotten, the vacation blow off or whatever, they're like, I'm just not going to worry about it. Halloween candy's here, and then I've got Thanksgiving, and then I have Christmas. It's going to be glorious, sugary heaven. And so it's up to us to, one, inspire those that are interested in hitting the goals that they set for themselves in the beginning of 2016. But also, hold on, guys. Sorry. But also, it's up to us to be planting those seeds so that we can reap the harvest in January. Right now is kind of like, it's a whole farmer situation. I know you guys have heard the analogy before, but you're literally doing all of the work right now. You're tilling the soil, which is back-breaking labor. And, without tilling the soil, you're not going to plant any seeds or get any growth. But just by tilling the soil doesn't mean that you're going to be making any seeds or growth either, because then you got to continue on in consistency to do the work of actually planting the seeds, right? So talking to people, being consistent in your own workouts, sharing them publicly for accountability. It may seem like only a few people are liking your posts or commenting on them or whatever, but they're watching. Like, they are. Every year this has happened to me so far. My first year, I had just become a coach in June. So my first fall really wasn't too bad because I still had a lot of my warm market that had been watching me. So all throughout the fall, I still had lots of people still joining me because they're like, wow, you've lost 40 something pounds, right? So they were just jumping on board. Last year, I really had to work at it. Like, I had to work through October and November so that I could see the harvest in December, January, February. March was incredible. And then kind of ride that tidal wave into the new year. So that's what we're doing now. We're focusing on being super consistent in our workouts and sharing our nutrition, adding a crap ton of value. Consider adding free value, your fertilizer, to your business. Like, sure, you can grow things without fertilizer, but you're going to grow a whole lot more if you add value. So adding value, what does that look like? It can be health related, like handing out meal plans like they're candy to people. It can be sharing free recipes. It can be something completely not Beachbody related at all. Like, I'm getting ready to do a whole project downsize decluttering thing of my house since we're moving into the RV. And so just talking about like how to declutter, because most people, they look around and they're like, oh crap, Christmas is coming and there's going to be more stuff in my house, especially moms, right? Like we're all looking at our kids' stuff and we're like, it's taking over. So, so adding value, anything that you're really, really good at. You can be really good at like eyeliner and makeup, great. Do a tutorial or share your favorite brands, or Christina's a photographer, so sharing photography tips. Like here's a mom tip for you. You want awesome photos of your kids? Get down on their level. Stop taking pictures from 3 feet above their head. Things like that. You know what I'm saying? Look, maybe a little bit nicer than that. Not feeling good and I'm sweaty. So, but it can literally be anything. It's just things that people see, it adds value to them, and they're like, oh, I want to follow her. So they keep clicking like on your stuff. And guess what? The more they click like when you're being consistent about posting about your workouts and your meal plans and all of these other things, they're seeing it. So being super consistent in that, it literally can be anything. So I wanted to, in just a couple minutes, come up with a whole slew of lists of ideas of things that we can do. This can be done through live video. It can be done through posts. It can be done through a video that you edit and spend a ton of time on. Guys, I'm getting like really into, I don't do it all the time, but I'm really into the live video thing. It doesn't take me an hour to write out a post on my phone while my kids are like being crazy, and I don't have time to get to my computer to like make everything look pretty. And I really feel like with Snapchat and all of these other things that social media is kind of going that way anyway. Like they don't want the beautiful filters of Instagram and the highlight reel. They want to see real people. So be real on your live video with crazy hair. And like, do you know what I'm saying? Like if you're always well put together, then be well put together. If you're on my tribe, you're likely not like that. And so be hot mess, crazy mom. It's cool. Like it's awesome. Just be you, because that's what's going to attract other people. And when you're adding value, it's going to add value to other people that are like you, and they're going to keep being attracted to you and see your stuff. So, there was one more thing. I had a list here somewhere. Dang it. Also, Quarter Force is coming out at the end of this month. I don't know if you guys saw that. Originally, they had said November 1st, but it's actually coming out at the end of this month. And so I highly suggest, I think you guys all know I have PCOS. I don't do a lot of really high intensity programs. However, even with 22-minute hardcore, I knew it was going to be too much for my body, but I still gave it a shot. And I think it's important that, and I'm going to do the same with Quarter Force. I want you guys all to know that I am not going to be the poster child for Quarter Force. I think it's an awesome program, and a lot of people are really going to love it, but I know my body's not going to love it. So I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about my real journey, and about how, even though it's a lot of fun and combat, and it's, you know, targeting your core and you're going to be super sore, that I personally cannot do that like every day, because it's too much for my body. And so I think that'll, for my audience at least, it'll give them permission to give themselves grace when they have health issues, and to listen to their body. And for my PCOSers specifically, it'll tell them that that it's adding the value of like information about PCOS, because I didn't know when I first started that I couldn't do a ton of high impact workouts, but I've learned that over time. And so that'll help other PCOSers say, oh, okay, maybe I shouldn't do high impact workouts all the time either, because most of us, when we think weight loss, we think kill ourselves with like the most crazy, insane amount of intensity ever. But that just doesn't work for me, and it's not going to work for my other PCOS girls either. So anyway, that being said, I'm still not just going to like not do it. I think the easy way out would be like, oh, it's not good for me, so I'm just not going to do it. But that means that all of my audience, all of my friends, my family, my random people that message me all the time. Like, none of them will know anything about Core de Force because I'm not talking about it. And it may be the perfect match for them. So I want to be really intentional about sharing my journey with it, but then also sharing other people's journey as far as whatchamacallits, before and after transformation photos, other people's journeys with Core de Force, and then also sharing about what it's doing in my body, even though I can't follow it to a T. And so I encourage each of you guys to try it out as well. For coaches, it's probably, we haven't gotten the numbers out quite yet, but it's probably going to be $45. So if it's $45, that's kind of worth it. If you sell one challenge pack for it, then you've pretty much paid for your program. And it's one that a lot of people are really, really excited about. And Les Mills, Alicia is apparently, Les Mills Pump has a huge following too. And so when we broke off from Les Mills Pump, Jericho and Joel stuck around, and so there's a lot. They have a huge like cult following as well, where even though they may be Les Mills fans, they're going to hop over because Joel and Jericho are doing something and they need a coach. So make that you. Hold on, I got to breathe a second. Oh, gosh. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to open this up. Is it okay if nobody has like crazy loud noises in the background? That is the second. If I just, oh, okay, Stacy does. How about you guys just unmute yourself as you think about it? Stacy, you can unmute yourself whenever you're ready, or type in the chat if you have to. But I wanted to open this up to everybody so that we can all kind of, I hope you all have paper and pen or a million paper Post-it notes like me. And, oh, I forgot to talk about this. See, I did have a list. Okay. So I don't know how many of you guys are in the Revitalize group, but we are running, Danny and I, it was something I was already considering doing. And then while I was at Disney, Danny sends me this message about how she's wanting to do something to talk about the vital behaviors and like emphasize that with her team. And I was like, well, perfect. You can help me run this Revitalize group. And so we set it up. It starts tomorrow, and we're going through the end of the month at least. However, if it's really, I'm hoping it's going to be a really awesome, fun, supportive group where everybody just kind of dives in and shares their stuff for accountability. But if it's still going on really well, then we'll probably continue it through November. I am not doing it in December. After Thanksgiving, really, like done. Because everybody's like too busy that time of year, and I'm hoping at that time of year you're going to be starting to reap some of the seeds that you are planting right now. I usually sell 1 or 2 challenge packs at the beginning of December, but it's like, I'm not even kidding, Christmas night or the next morning that like it just starts going crazy for me. So, and then from that point to New Year's Day, through New Year's. It's just insane. But that whole next week, I know a lot of people take it off for Christmas with their family. People are home. I work. I'm like, okay, great. That's awesome. Play with all your new toys. I'm going to go sit in the room. And I work. But I also every year have had my best week of the year that last week. So, and it's because of the consistency, right? So how do we build consistency? This Revitalize group is all focused on the 4 vital behaviors, literally doing your 4 vital behaviors every single day, tracking them and posting them for accountability, because it's really easy to get off track when you're not seeing the fruits of your labor right away. You'll start off strong for like a week and you're like, yeah, I'm totally doing this. This is great. I'm going to see this in like 2 months. And that doesn't seem like that far away until you're like a week or 2 in and you're like, this sucks. I haven't sold a thing and life is horrible and I'm putting in all this work, and you know what I'm saying? So having games that we can all participate in, sharing our struggle within the group in a positive light. All of us are going to be listening to the same PD certain days of the week so that we can all kind of be on the same track. It is not a learning group. You are not going to be putting a ton of time into it. You're not going to be reading posts and like doing these long, no time. I don't want you to put the time into that. I want you to focus on your family during the holidays, but the way to do that is by being super focused in intense power hours. Stacy looks really excited right now. She looks ticked, dude. And so we're going to be doing some live power hours, which we've never done on our team before, and I think that would be really fun. We're going to be doing some games, like I said, posting for accountability. Nobody's going to be holding your hand or checking in on you to be like, hey, you didn't post your thing for accountability. Like, it's on you. You either do it or you don't. But yes, I'm going to be paying attention. And yes, Danny's going to be paying attention because we're going to be marking things down because remember, I said games and prizes. So we will be paying attention, but I'm not going to be going and checking up on everybody. I just don't have the time for it, like with moving and getting rid of everything. But I do want to hold you accountable if you say that you're in and you're willing to do this. So that's how we create consistency through the holidays. 4 vital behaviors every day without fail, and doing it in a group will be a lot of fun and help kind of keep the atmosphere up. So he's talking and I get so distracted. Okay, so challenge group ideas. What are some fun challenge group ideas? I like to use silly names sometimes just to catch attention of others. But people around this time of year, if they're doing something, they want it to be fun and maybe a little bit more relaxed than, say, your New Year's resolutioners. Your New Year's resolutioners, like, they've got goals, you know, and they're sticking to them, and like they want detailed lists of everything, and like their meal plan checked over 4 times, and you know, they're serious. This time of year, it's more about health. It tends to be just like, I just want to stay healthy. I just don't want to gain any more weight. You know, I'm not looking to lose weight at this time of year. Most people, you'll have a couple, but most of them are just going to be about health, right? So last year, Becca did something called the gratitude fix for November. Because, you know, most people will do, in November, they'll do like some kind of thankful challenge or photo of the day. I don't know, I'm thankful for whatever today, 30 days of gratitude. And so she did the gratitude fix and she made it all photo based, which I thought was really, really fun. And a lot of people enjoyed it. She made it team wide, and I don't know what she's doing this year. She hasn't talked about it. But I thought that we could do something similar. What did I name mine? I think I called it Gratitude and Good Health Challenge Group. And because the health bet was so popular, I thought that it would be really fun to make it gratitude based, but like a photo challenge of gratitude that they would do every day in our My Challenge Tracker app. And then also log their workouts in their Shakeology so that they can see. And do something similar with like 3 workouts a week. That way it's low pressure during the holidays. And then 5 shakes a week just to make sure that they're getting good, healthy stuff. And then I want to share like healthy recipes that you can make to take to all those holiday gatherings. I'm going to do some healthy Shakeology, like no-bake pies and different dessert things that you can do with Shakeology, because if they're only drinking it 5 days a week, they need to use up that extra. So some of that, it'll taste really good, but also still be healthy. But that's what I was kind of thinking about for November. And I was going to open it up to the whole team if we wanted to do a big one, because I don't think it's going to be like overly crowded, but a lot of people really like sharing their photos with everybody in a big group.
Well, I know.
What do you guys think?
I know that I have.
Or any other ideas?
That need to start at 8 o'clock or 8:30 in the evening because they want to make sure the kids are back.
Last year I did something about
that's Central Time, so
a gobble wobble or something like that. I can't remember exactly what I came up with. But basically what it was lose a turkey weight before Thanksgiving. And I'm doing it again this year, by the way. I've strategically set my dates so that we're done before Thanksgiving. So make sure that if you guys do your own challenge groups that you're keeping that in mind, because Thanksgiving's a little bit earlier this year. So what what was I going to say? Gobble wobble, lose a turkey. A couple years ago, I did donating a turkey to a family for every challenge pack that was bought. So if they bought a challenge pack, I would donate the money for a turkey for a family in need in the local area. So it was like giving back. Any other ideas? Like really, I'm just talking to myself right now.
Okay. Tuesday.
Alicia hopped off. She's like, "This is too much for me. I can't handle this. Too much pressure." Okay, so December, the last 2 years, and I think I'm doing it again this year. I've done Shake the Halls, and I love it because it's lots of fun. Josh came up with the name like a couple months before my first December, and I thought it was so ingenious. And there are so many really great Shakeology recipes that taste like cookies and taste like whatever. They're not always the healthiest. Like I've seen some that have, I don't know, Jell-O pudding mix in them and stuff like that. But at least they're getting some nutrients in their body. And maybe the whole goal is for them to drink that instead of like eating all the cookies and stuff when they're at parties. So like make your Shakeology up, take it to the party with you, and stay away from the cookie tray. And so I give a different recipe every day for Shakeology, and I am not focused on workouts at all. I do mine and I post them in there, so a lot of them will start working out or post when they're doing their workouts. But because again, I'm super consistent. In December, it gets sick. Like every single day, I have to post a picture of my workout every day. I get like crazy weird about it. And so, so they're seeing me work out. A lot of times they'll work out as well. And then those are victories that you can share later on, because a lot of times people will start posting in the group and they'll say stuff like, you know, I can't believe I just went to my family get together and I didn't like fill my plate up, and I've actually lost 5 pounds this December. And then when you start sharing that as part of your shout outs for your recognition, fourth vital behavior on your wall, people are seeing that and they're like, what? Lost weight in December? Like, how is that possible? And so that's always like a huge eye getter or attention grabber that grabs things through the holidays. That's what I like too. I just focus on health. I don't focus so much on workouts. People are super, super busy in December between corporate parties and church parties and family parties. It's insane.
When you're doing the Shake the Halls, is that a challenge you're running through Facebook so other people are seeing it, or something you would do through the tracker app?
Okay, so it used to be that we only had the Facebook groups, and my Facebook groups are secret. I set them to closed while I'm adding people in, and then I set them to secret once everybody's in, so nobody can find it, and everybody feels safe that their information is super secure. However, we've had issues in the past with Facebook just like deleting your groups or blocking you so that you can't post in your groups, and that's not okay when you have a challenge group going on and you're running it. So BeachBody came out with the My Challenge Tracker app. That was only opened in March of this year. Okay. So to answer your question, every year I've done it in kind of like you're in right now, Christina, the the Facebook groups that's secret. But I do share a lot of those recipes publicly as well. Like, hey, I just tried this awesome recipe. I shared it in my group. Here it is. And then people are like, well, crap, I don't have Shakeology. How do I make it without? And I'm like, I don't know. You really shouldn't. You should just get Shakeology because it's healthy and it'll keep you away from all the cookies. So, like, honestly, that's kind of what I say. And they're like, well, can I make it with whatever protein powder? You could, but it has like soy and yucky stuff in it. I guess it's not the same. And so, but this year I was considering doing it through the My Challenge Tracker app. I don't know, to be honest. The My Challenge Tracker, there's like so many benefits to the My Challenge Tracker app. You don't have to worry about Facebook.
Right. I just realized you're just not reaching anybody other than people you already have. But I personally like it because I just think it's so easy.
Well, I'm not reaching anybody.
It's like I'm much more likely to keep up with that because sometimes like I realize doing the Revitalize and the fall in love with fall or whatever group that is, and then like your two things, I'm just like every time I get on, I'm like, I don't know if I did anything with this group today because there's so many things. I'm not sure which group I've updated.
Yeah, especially with being a coach, that's definitely a problem. That's why I haven't added you to Becca's team page, Christina.
Right.
I kind of wait until everybody's done with their training. And if Revitalize is too much for you, then don't do it.
No, I like it. I have to keep like double checking to make sure that I'm like, oh, I posted, and then I'm like, oh shit, wrong group.
Yeah, so I would suggest when you print out those trackers, just making another box down at the bottom that says fall group, and then another one underneath that says revitalize group, and another one under that says, I don't know, whatever, your meal planning group. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that you can like check off when you mark in each one each day or whatever. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's what I do when I have a bunch of groups. I just make a list underneath, and then I can check each day that I checked them off because I literally have a crap ton of groups. So with my Facebook groups, though, I'm not reaching anybody else. It's just really simple for those that are already on Facebook. And for example, my mom is in that challenge group, although she has not been active. She says it's because of the hurricane, but we'll see. But she doesn't have a smartphone or a tablet, so she has no way of getting the My Challenge Tracker app. So I kind of had to do it through Facebook this month for her because I was like, yeah. But I really love in the My Challenge Tracker app, I can schedule my posts so I don't have to like get up and do them first thing in the morning or forget.
I thought you were up literally all hours of night. It was stressing me out.
No, I set them for 3 a.m. So
I noticed that, and I was like, this woman does not sleep.
No, I do. I mean, there are times that I'm posting things at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning. You'll see, because I'm like way enough late. That's when I get my best work done. But no, for the My Challenge Tracker app, I have them all set for 3 a.m. because I have weird people that get up at like 2:30 in the morning on the East Coast, which is 3:30 my time. I'm like, I can't do it. I just, no. But yeah, anyway, so I really like the My Challenge Tracker app. I'm probably going to use that again for Shake the Halls, but there are special circumstances. And I'd be willing to open up the Shake the Halls to everybody too, if everybody wants to jump in. I think it's really fun. I don't do my normal posts during that. I just kind of like make it holiday themed. I like to share dumb memes, like Christmas memes and I don't know, weird things. So it's really relaxed, but people seem to enjoy that too. And then I get them all set up for, usually there's a program that comes out in December. So there's not usually one that comes out in November. So I usually get them all set up for the new year with a new challenge pack with whatever the new program is. But I don't have that option this year. So I think I'm going to push Country Heat because I love it so much. And I think it's so accessible for so many people that I'm just going to talk about it a lot in my challenge group in December and see if people get interested in it. Any other suggestions or thoughts or ideas for challenge groups? All right. You guys are giving me so much feedback tonight. It's incredible. How to prioritize health this holiday season. I think one is by, like I said, being super consistent in your own workouts and showing people that it's doable even with your busy schedule. So sharing, like when you're going to parties, sharing the balance, like I'm going to eat my carrot cake and do my push-ups too, you know, sharing all like in betweens, and sharing when you do take your Shakeology because you've already had all your carbs and you don't need to eat any of the cake and random treats that people brought. Because let's be real, it's literally like 4 times a week during the holidays. Doesn't it seem like there's just crap around all the time? Anyway, maybe that's just me because I love crap. But prioritizing health also by reminding people that it's about balance. So yes, it's doable, but no, they don't have to like kill themselves through the holidays. If they want to lose weight, it's totally an option. But if they just want to be healthy and not gain any more weight and start working towards those healthy habits so that they're ready to go in the new year, that's also awesome. This isn't something that I mentioned in the thing, but I wanted to mention it really fast. This is also the time that I do probably my biggest recruiting push is through the fall, because anybody who is interested in making any money for the holidays, and who's not, like most people, if you told them they could make $1,000 between now and Christmas, which is absolutely possible if they just sell 3 challenge packs every month, is going to say, what the heck? Yes, I want to do that. Well, I do my biggest recruiting push because right now I just talked to Christina saying that, you know, sometimes it's overwhelming as a new coach, but this is actually the perfect time to learn, because you're not going to be inundated by a ton of people and trying to learn on the fly and talk to people and figure out what program's right for who at what time. When you're talking to 10 people that are interested, you're only going to have 1 or 2 people interested at any given time. It's a lot less stressful to like talk to somebody and then they, you know, tell you their goals and you're like, okay, what kind of workouts do you like? Well, I don't. And then you're like, well, crap, what do I say now? And so you actually have the time to talk to your mentor coach and say, you know, this is what's going on. I don't know what to say. And your mentor coach isn't, you know, crazy swamped either. And they can say, yeah, let me help walk you through this conversation. Like I don't want to say like gobs of time or anything, but I have more free time now, than I do like in February, because that's when I'm literally talking constantly on messages, and I just don't have the time to like walk hand by hand, step by step through every conversation. And so I do a lot of my recruiting right now. I talk about how I'm going to mentor them for the next couple months, help them to make Christmas cash, and then to be set up and trained, ready to go for the new year, because the new year is going to be crazy, and it always is. So I would highly suggest you do the same thing. If you have people that have been interested in joining your team or becoming a coach in the past, talk to them and say, hey, I am getting ready to mentor, 3 or 5, or pick your number that you think is doable for you. New coaches, and I want you to be one of them. I know that you've been interested. Now's a perfect opportunity to make some extra cash for Christmas, to, not put those Christmas gifts on a credit card this year, or, to take that trip back home to see family, whatever it may be for them, and then you'll be set up and ready to go for the new year. Plus, like, who doesn't want to lose some weight between now and the new year and feel pretty stinking amazing before the year even hits, So now's the time that I go back and talk to all of those people and say, hey, this is the time that I'm pouring everything into my coaches. And don't get me wrong, I get another huge surge January, February, March. And it's because of all those people that watched me through the fall are now joining, and they're like, oh, well, I want to do this too, because the 2 biggest New Year's resolutions, to lose weight and to get out of debt. Those are like the 2 major resolutions. And so I'm like, and so they're like, and how do you coach? Like, how do you make money doing that? And so I talk to them and they become coaches. But, so I have 2 big times of the year, I guess you could say, that I get a lot of coaches. And one of them's now, one of them is in the spring or New Year. And so I just wanted to throw that out there, because now's a good time to be doing that. Are you guys doing Core to Force? Yeah? No? Thinking about it?
What is it called? Say it again.
Core Day.
Oh, okay.
Force.
Core Day Force. Okay.
Yeah. Core to Force.
When you were saying it, I was like, it just sounded like one big mash of words. And I was like, I don't know why she keeps saying that over and over again.
I don't know what she's saying. It sounds cute, though.
Okay, Core to Force.
Core to Force. Yeah. And so if you're not doing it, you're going to miss out. That's the biggest thing. Even if it doesn't sound like it's up your alley, if you're not going to do it, you're going to miss out, because there's going to be a lot of
thing on God, on the trial one they did.
Yeah.
It was all right. It wasn't bad. It was kind of hard, but it was cool.
Yeah.
Is it on Beachbody On Demand now, or it's?
They have it again on, what is it, October 25th, I think they're doing it again.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Yeah. They have another day that they're doing it. They did it last week and they're doing it again. I think it's the 25th. I'm pretty sure. I wrote it in my post, but I don't remember.
That's good to know. Yeah. So usually they'll do a couple sneak peeks. They used to leave it up on BOD for people, but now they started doing it, making it more exclusive. So they only do it a couple days, and so you can try it out and talk it up, and then it'll launch on the 31st. So seriously, my upper lip is sweating. It's gross. It's the worst when you just can't breathe. I'm just saying. Okay, so let's talk about value, because I need ideas too. So you guys are talking. What are some value adding ideas that you think that we can walk away with? Either posts that you can do, or we could do free groups that might be really good. Live videos. And try to keep your live videos, I'm terrible at this, but try to keep your live videos to like 5 minutes. That's the sweet spot. If you go less than 3 minutes, not many people are going to see it live. And then if you go over 5 minutes, people are like, I'm done. So catch them, like catch their attention, have some notes, have some good, like, okay, this is what I want to hit. And then, you know, leave them wanting more by not talking for 50 minutes. So, and then also with the replay, like people will watch the replay if people are commenting on it and all of that stuff, but they're not going to have near the attention span as people who watch live. I've noticed. I don't know about you guys, but they won't have the same attention span. So if they even see a video and a bunch of people have commented on it and it's like 13 minutes long, I do this. I look at it and I'm like, don't think I can give that much of my time. I might start it. Like I'll start it and then I'm like, oh yeah, no. And I click off. I'm like, I can't. I can't. And it's literally like a minute long that I give attention. So what are some things that you're good at?
Just not something I'm good at, but I remember I saw someone a few years ago who did, it was just like a 1 week challenge, and I can't remember exactly how she did it, but it was like, I feel like she sent the shakes. Like if you wanted it, she would send you trial packs of shakes, or like they, you know, Shake Up, they have that like 7-day trial pack, so people could just do that. And then I don't know if she created some kind of like short daily workout, or if she found like a, you know, an ab workout or something, but I think a lot of people are willing to say, I can do $25 or $30, you know, the 35 and a week, because like what's a week, you know?
Right.
I can do a hard thing for a week. It's the like never eating a cupcake again that makes me want to die, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And that's
I just don't know how you work out the semantics of like the workout unless you're just doing like a clean up your life, do shakes, you know, every morning and just see how you feel, which I think works for a lot of people, because a lot of people are like, I don't do breakfast and I need to just fix my routine so it's not just coffee.
Yeah.
So I think that might get people, and especially if you did it maybe that week before Thanksgiving. So, or like the week right after Halloween. So Halloween's a Monday. If you did like that Tuesday, and then people could binge, and then the next day start fresh, and they would, you know, see that like immediate shift.
Yeah, that's actually something that I was thinking about doing, but I haven't like actually, you reminded me. I thought about it while I was at the retreat in Florida like a month ago, and I forgot about it. So I can't talk. A sugar detox group, like a free 1 week or 5 day sugar detox group. And actually Shakeology would play really well into that. So if you wanted to do either send them out some samples or have them pay you by PayPal for a few samples, or do the 7-day sample pack, like whatever, that would play really, really well into that. And then just how to cut out all refined sugars, and maybe each day sharing like where sugars hide. I was actually really shocked when I found out sugar was in like baby food and like a lot of those snacky things for babies. Almost everything has sugar. And like spaghetti sauce and all those things.
It has 2 teaspoons in one slice.
Yeah, I had like, but there were all these things that you just don't even think about. You're like, that's not sweet, you know? But there's sugar. And then like another day you could talk about all the different names for sugar because labels are tricky.
Yeah.
But yeah, some kind of sugar detox is perfect right after Halloween because everybody, come on.
You could even do it like, you could like not start it the day after. You could give people that week to really hate themselves, you know?
Yeah. After
And then
they
the day
do it, you know, like that whole week kind of do the prep where you're saying, hey, how many Snickers did you eat? You know?
Yeah. I was just thinking the same thing because like
you pretty much just gained it, like in just
Yep.
peanut butter cups.
so Halloween is on Monday. So you could talk about it all that week and then
And start that next Monday.
yeah, and even start that next Monday. And that would be a great free group to like do a little sugar detox. And then the other one that I thought about doing, but I did something similar last year just publicly, which was great value adding, was every day I did a clean eating holiday recipe. So like something for Thanksgiving. I think I don't know if I did 7 or 10 days, but I did a countdown to Thanksgiving. And one of my posts every day was a clean holiday eating meal. So like if it's instead of what's that stuff called? Stuffing. I hate that stuff. That stuff makes me want to Ralph, just FYI. Instead of stuffing, there was like a quinoa, acorn squash, something or other dish. And I was like, that's better. Just like normal, take their normal things like green beans and casserole and like clean them up. So I did that as a post every day. And this year I was thinking about doing it as a free group, but I might do the sugar detox and still do the posts every day because that would be the following week.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest thing with that is just rounding up some recipes. But yeah, anyway, that was an idea that I had too. So I'm going to do that. What else can we do? Christmas time? Post Thanksgiving? Black Friday?
What would you do on Black Friday?
Well,
I'm sorry. Hello.
Yeah.
I don't really do Black Friday. I'm not like a shopper.
Black Friday, there's always a sale from Beachbody. They do like their older products and different equipment and sometimes some different supplements and stuff, which is nice because E&E's gone on sale before and I can't remember what else. Oh, I got a jump mat and I got the comfort mat. Dude, that comfort mat is legit. I love that. But so they always have a sale, but I think it's fun also to do some kind of like 4-hour, everybody who buys a challenge pack gets and fill in the blank. It can be a t-shirt, a workout shirt. It could be extra Shakeology. It could be an Amazon gift card. Just remember $25 or under. And to everybody, it can't just be, to certain people. So, but make it short time period. Like it's only from 9 to 12 or whatever you want to choose. Black Friday. What about some live videos we can do?
They scare me.
I'm sorry, did you say something about your bra?
Sorry, I said live videos make me want to Ralph. But I mean, you noticed mine the other day where I just stared around the room like there were bats flying around or something. I don't know what I was doing. Oh, like, where am I looking? Who am I talking to?
You're talking to your best friend right in that little black dot on your phone. Right there. That's your best friend right there. And so, yeah, it takes getting used to, and I still ramble a lot, but the more you do it, the better you get. And you're hilarious, Christina. You know how many people would jump on? So many. So many. No, not at all. So many people would jump on because you're hilarious. So, for you specifically, Christina, I would say, photography tips for moms. Mm-hmm. Nail down what your niche market is, which is perfect because that's what our PS call is next Sunday, is nailing down your niche market. I'm sure you have some idea already because of your photography business, but maybe specifically something like
tired working moms.
Photography tips, homeschooling tips even, because that's a direction that you guys are looking at doing. Can you talk about that yet? at all? Not really? Okay. But you can still talk about it as a teacher. Like, here's some great things as a parent that you can do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Davisha, you can talk about old people. I'm just kidding.
That's what I feel like.
You can, I think it's great to talk about,
What do you do for a living?
I work at a geriatrics office, old people. Yeah.
but she's
So
also
I'm
a single
around
mom.
kids or really old
But
people.
you could do a whole thing about like, you know, how taking care of yourself now like helps
That's a good
you
one.
age better. Because like I was just listening to this TED Talk today that was all about the benefits of learning a second language and how one of the big pushes behind learning a second language is it helps significantly reduce the rate of like dementia, of developing dementia. But you could do
Puede vivir por siempre.
none. One. Uno. But you could do like, you know, tips now, like, you know, moisturizing your skin so you don't look like
That's really good.
wrinkly back.
Yeah, or like I was going to say something similar. So I think that's something good. Like how to just take care of yourself now because you see the difference once people get older. And that's a reality that you live with every day. So maybe something like that. You can talk about how you juggle it all as a mom because you do, as a single mom, you juggle a lot. You always talk about being a good role model, but I mean, like, what are you good at? What do you enjoy?
See, that's my thing. I don't know. That's me and Danny were just talking about that. I'm like, I literally just parent and go to work. Like, I guess I have
being a single mom, you've got a huge audience there.
And find out what I like. You know?
What'd you say, Christina?
I said, being a single mom, I think you have a huge audience there because I know just as a mom, as a working mom, my biggest thing is just the financial, you know, flexibility. So it's like if you could say, hey, it's just me. It all falls on me. And I still find a way to find this balance. And, you know, I devote this time to myself that allows me to give more to them. But I know one of the things Lisa did that always caught my eye was she would say things like, you know, this month, Beachbody allowed me to pay for my car insurance, or it allowed me to pay for our electric bill, or even if it was something small, like it gave me the privilege to go out with my girlfriends and really treat myself to a night that I otherwise couldn't have enjoyed. Because I think there's so many more people who are looking for independence and who are looking for financial flexibility, whether they're single or not. But I think to see a single mom doing it and kicking ass and like really making it work for you and your kids is a really big drop. But I knew the money was a really big one for me.
Yeah.
Go you. Thank you.
Okay. If you're really good at navigating Florida traffic, I mean, like, you can do, like, really stupid things. And people will find them so funny, and it'll go viral. And I'm telling you, then you'll have an audience. It can literally be anything. Stacey, your could be about volunteering at church. It could be about managing life with 4 kids. It could be about what you like to do with your days once you're older to go off to school.
It's not.
You know, like, I mean, like how it changes between summer and fall. It could be, I even like doing dumb things like, I like doing dumb things like, because I get this question asked a lot. Like, what do your kids eat for lunch? Like, what do you make your kids for lunch? And I'm like, dude, turkey slices, carrots, and hummus. Like, I don't put a lot of thought into this.
Kale chips.
Huh?
Kale chips.
Kale
Isn't that
chips?
what Kai was eating at
Oh,
Summit?
no, that's seaweed. He's obsessed with seaweed. Yeah. So, but that's like, I don't know. I guess just because we eat it, so he started eating it, and now my kids fight over it. They can't share a pack, just FYI. So, but like little things like that, and take any question that somebody gives you, like in a I get random messages of like, hey, or I'll say, people who went through my free groups. So like when you're doing those free groups, like the sugar detox or the recipe ones that we do, or the Shako free group, like Foxy was talking about. Christina was talking about. Christina can do a whole one on how you get dumb nicknames.
And carry them into adulthood.
And how you
and not a stripper.
And so, but any questions that you get, like make those into a post or into a live video. And then also when you are doing those free groups, or Christina, the meal planning group that you have, like randomly go through and message those people and say, hey,
that's what I've been doing as I've been listening to you talk.
Perfect. Like, hey, what would you like to hear? Like, ask them. And people will tell you, like, what would you like to hear? What things are you interested in most? Like, I'm trying to come up with better content for you. Like, what would you like to hear? And I've had so many people, like, tell me, like, well, I was just wondering about, like, how do you cook quinoa? And what does it taste like? Awesome. There's a post idea for you. Like, I answer them in the post, but then I do a full post on it the next day or later that day. So anyway, this went 15 minutes longer than I was expecting it to go. Do you guys have any other questions or lists of things that I know another one, Davisha, how you rock awesome curls. Like seriously, talk about I'm not even kidding. I'm not kidding.
Cool.
Talk about your hair products and like how curly haired people should not comb their hair after they get out of the shower. Like talk about that stuff. I'm just saying. Because you have awesome hair.
I could talk all about how you can make your hair not look so dirty by just putting it in a dirtier braid. I always think out the baby powder so I don't look like I have gray hair. I just have brown hair and baby powder because it's gross.
You know, when you do baby powder, you should put it in a container with some cocoa.
You know, a girlfriend told me that, but I was like, if I'm going to do that much work, I should just shower.
Like, or you can buy dry shampoo. Dry shampoo. That Batiste or whatever it's called. I don't know how it's said, but that's like the best stuff ever. Just FYI, in case you were wondering.
I could do mom hacks.
You can. I'm telling you. Like how we're all discussing and we all do weird things like wear the same PJs for 4 days in a row. And
or if you buy LuLaRoe, how you pretty much never take them off your body till you really start to feel gross.
Yeah, and so you start
like, did you wear that yesterday? I'm like, no. All these leggings look like this. Yeah. I only own one pair, but No,
I bought like 4 of these. I just
clean.
It's a different shirt. Just like today,
it's not.
I posted today about how like my house hasn't been this clean in like a year, and then I started thinking about it. I'm like,
or ever.
Longer. Yeah, maybe since I moved in. That could have been 3 years. Who knows? I don't know. Was I born then? Anyway. But yeah, talk about all that stuff. It makes you really relatable and. Value is like fertilizer. That sounds terrible, but it's going to make your plants grow. It's going to make those seeds pop, and it's going to bring you income and help you to help more people, which is really our ultimate goal. So guys, I didn't go into the ins and outs of the whole fourth quarter strategy because I'm expecting you guys to jump on Lindsay Matway's the Dynasty Surge. I know it's going to be a commitment, but it's so worth it. I've never sat on a surge and been like, oh, this sucks. Why am I wasting my time? Like, get on it. It's inspiring. Take notes. It's good stuff. Like, it really is.
This is next Monday?
This is next Monday on the 17th.
Okay.
Wait. Oh, I'm on November's calendar. That's why I'm confused. The 17th, and she's East Coast, so whatever time she said on there is your time. 8 p.m. So, look, it's at a better time. But anyway, jump on there because it's really, really good. And if there's anything else that I need to add, I totally will because I had a whole idea call lined up and I'm like, I'm not going to double do it. So, if you guys have more ideas, drop them in the team page too. And we can like maybe work on doing some of them as a team, or you guys can team up and do them if I'm not willing to jump in, and get myself too overwhelmed. But Love you guys. Thank you for jumping on. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, ladies.
Okay,
Thanks.
bye.